Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the transiting Saturn on different planets in our horoscope. Let's start with the Sun. When transiting Saturn comes in the same house as the natal Sun, what will be the effect? Saturn is a slow planet and Sun is the bright and the fast moving planet, but Saturn and Sun are the enemies. So it will be a taxing time, and climb up to the corporate ladder won't be so satisfactory. Laziness will come in your attitude. You will try to procrastinate, and government will go against you. All the fines or taxes will be there on you, and Sun is the significator of vitality. So when Saturn is transiting with Sun, your vitality will be weaned off, and you'll feel lazy and you won't feel like doing anything. And there'll be tendency to have a feeling that you are going through a treadmill and it's not stopping. You have to take more responsibility than necessary when Saturn is transiting in the same house as the natal Sun. It will be a taxing time, not a good place of Saturn to visit. Now, transiting Saturn on the natal moon, it is called Sadhisati, main period of the Sadhisati. It gives uncharacteristic changes of mood which are gloomy and negative. Generally, this is negative transit, and outlook will become pessimistic, unnecessary tensions will be there, and you'll be fed up with the work you had been doing, and decision making will also suffer, and people are advised that at this point of time you should not take major decisions and you should not make important moves, and progress will go slow, and mind will be slowed down. So at this time the frame of mind will be such that it will be inappropriate to take any assertive action at this point of time. It is not a very good transit of Saturn. So, transiting Saturn on natal Mars. Generally, Saturn and Mars are loggerheads with each other always, because Mars is all about doing the work at one point. Saturn is always about slow progress and steady progress, but when this combination occurs, there are bouts of energy, outpouring of energy, and with the lethargy periods. So you have to balance that out. And if Saturn is the stronger of the two in the horoscope, then calming influence will take place on the Mars. Mars people can fight with everybody, but Saturn calms that aggressive behavior. So it's better to Mars person to let off the steam and then calm down at this point of time. So much anger outpourings will be there if Mars is the stronger of the two in the horoscope. So constant rage and constant frustration of the Mars people will be there, and you, the energy levels of the Mars will be boosted in a very positive manner if Saturn is the stronger of the two in the horoscope. Transiting Saturn on natal Mercury, this is an excellent combination for study or difficult or demanding mental work. So the power of concentration is greatly enhanced at this point of time. So level-headedness will be there. Mercury otherwise can be little bit unlevel-headed, but with the influence of Saturn, the person will become more level-headed, and people who are in a hurry always, they'll slow down because increased patience will be given to the person, and progress will be made specifically in the studies area or work area, and the person would love to work quietly at home, and reflective work will be done, introspection will be done, and decisions will be taken how to take the work forward, and it will be a very good time for the person to think over, to strategize, to plan everything nicely. Only negative effect will be the person will not be that social as he was earlier, and friends can become burden at this point of time when the natal Mercury is joined by the transiting Saturn. When the transiting Saturn comes in the same house as the natal Jupiter, this will be natural optimism, and the enthusiasm of Jupiter will be sobered by this contact, and steadying effect of Saturn on intellect of the person will be there. Excellent progress will be made, and especially along conventional and traditional lines, person will study more, and in traditional way, and balance of the energies will take place, and outlook and mood of the individual will be very good, and adventurous characteristic will be also sobered down, and intellect will be more sharpened, and progressive and practical decisions will be taken at this time of transit, and eventful and rewarding time. You may get married at this period, and now is not the time for letting grass grow under the feet. They will go ahead and do the things, and strong desire will be there to make progress and take adventurous challenges, and the person will come up winner in this progress. Effect of Saturn on natal Venus. When transiting Saturn comes in the same house as the natal Venus, it will promote serious thoughts regarding relationships. Emotional ones will mostly be affected, but sometimes business partnerships or working relationships with colleagues are also influenced by this transit. If there had been some storms growing up, Saturn's calming influence will make them calm, and now the accent will be on the serious thoughts, and sensible conclusions will be reached, which will be beneficial in the long run. And when the Saturn transits over Venus, the resolution of problems will take place, because concern is to make everything smooth. Every relationship will be smoothening out, and difficulties will go away, because Saturn will make you think about positive things, and because Saturn and Venus are very good friends, constructive outlook will be there, and it will be nice time for people to overhaul investments and insurance policies, and which are especially covering health or personal possessions. And only negative aspect will be there when Saturn turns retrograde during this transit, and then it will be a long delay in every decision. You will dilly-dally over the decisions, but eventually it will take place when the Saturn turns direct again. When Saturn comes to its own position while transiting, generally gradual progress and additional responsibility will be there when Saturn transits over its own position, and they'll often accept extra responsibility, and afterwards they'll think that I'm so glad that I did that. So because things will work out so well, and there'll be difficulty in making decisions, but progress will be made when Saturn is in on top of the natal Saturn. And in first transit, whenever Saturn comes on the natal Saturn, first return it is called, so you can get married, you can take a major decision while shifting your work area, and it can cause little bit havoc because you'll be at the verge of changing your job or changing your profession, and it will make you do that. And the second return is at the age of 60, then you'll be thinking of retiring and to develop new interest, and these new interests, some of them will become professional, a new career will start, and then spare time will be used to learn some new skill and new hobbies will be developed. And overall it's always life changing situation when Saturn comes on top of the Saturn, and you make new relationship, long and solid relationships are made whenever Saturn comes on top of Saturn, because third return is hardly seen by anybody, because 90 years of age is, most of people don't get to that age, so we are not talking about the third return of Saturn to its natal position. But otherwise this is a life changing situation. If Saturn is benefic in your horoscope, then the change will be highly beneficial and you love it. And if Saturn is the functional malefic in your horoscope, then whatever decision you will make during this transit will not turn out to be so good. Saturn's transit over natal Rahu, this is nasty transit, and if the individual does something wrong, he'll be paying a very high price for this thing, especially if it's a deception, lying, or attempting to take the easy way out of the demanding situation. So, lessons are often learned when Saturn comes on top of Rahu, and in a very bad manner they are learned, and destructive ways mostly seen when Saturn comes on top of Rahu. Rahu's creativity is also blocked because Saturn wants Rahu to work in certain manner which Rahu doesn't do. So it's a very nasty transit overall. When Saturn transits the same house as a natal Ketu, it's a very difficult and very trying time. And little progress is made while this transit is taking place, and especially you have to take care of your health, as Ketu and Saturn both come up with the pains and infections which will take long time to go away. They can come up with constipation and blocked arteries, constriction to every movement in your body, and outlook of the person changes to a very negative one. Frustration will be creeping out of him, and especially when Saturn turns retrograde, it becomes horrible period. And to mitigate that, you have to donate both Saturn's things and Ketu's things, and accident may happen because Ketu and Saturn move in a very different manner. So philosophical attitude will be there, and sometimes during this transit people who have some special yogas in their horoscope, they just leave the home and go for the spiritual enhancement if the horoscope promises, because both Saturn and Ketu are significator for the renunciation of the world. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe and share the video. Thank you so much.